Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going over a new makeup collection from Glamlite. This is their Rick and Morty collab, and I actually got this in PR, which was so exciting. I've never received anything from them before, but I have been really loving their products lately, and I've been talking about them a bit more on my channel because they make some really good eyeshadow and their collabs have been so fun. I've recently been loving the Strawberry Shortcake palette. These pink and green tones are so cute. I did like a fun YouTube shorts on this, and then I also recently have been trying out the Scooby Doo collection that they did as well. I don't know if this is sold out or not yet. I think it did sell out. I know it was very limited, but oh my gosh, I am a Scooby Doo fanatic, so I was so excited about this one. I've really just been having fun and playing with their palettes lately. They make amazing colorful shadows at a decent price point. I think it's not super drugstore prices, but a lot of their palettes are within the $30 range, and they also run a lot of sales, and they have good coupons too. Like, they even gave me a discount code that gets you guys 15% off, and it works on top of sales. So they just give us the best prices and really good quality makeup, which is all you can expect for. I mean, so many places these days I feel like are raising their prices, but Glamlite, they're keeping it pretty reasonable. So I think that is just amazing. But let's get into the Rick and Morty collection. So this again is so much fun. Like I said, they do really fun collabs, and I don't think any other brand has done a Rick and Morty collab as far as I know. They don't really do your typical Disney collabs like every other brand does. Even though I do love a good Disney collab, it's so fun that they do branch out. Now, I personally haven't seen Rick and Morty before, but I think it was on Cartoon Network, right? I don't even know if Cartoon Network is still a thing. I'm pretty sure it probably is, but I used to watch Cartoon Network a ton growing up. Like, I loved watching Powerpuff Girls, Johnny Bravo, Courage the Cowardly Dog, shows like that, and I think that's where I watched Scooby Doo, is on Cartoon Network as well. But this show I know came out a little later, so I'm a little older, I feel like, for the time that this show came out, but I know it is meant for adults. Like, it's an adult humor cartoon. Even though I'm not familiar with the show, I still think this is really fun. So let me show you guys the eyeshadow palette here. You get a big palette. Glamlite does do quite a bit of these large palettes, and this is the kind of packaging on it. It says Rick and Morty. It's time to get swifty. Cook up out of this world looks with our 30 shade palette that consists of highly pigmented matte and shimmer shades that will have you looking interdimensional. And look at these colors, you guys. How fun. You also get this huge mirror, Rick and Morty here. I'm assuming that's them. I'm really loving a lot of the greens and blues in this collection. That's what I'm really drawn to, is kind of this bottom half of the palette. You also have some fun pink and purples on top. So it is very colorful. Lots of shimmers, lots of good mattes in here. So overall, there's a lot of fun colors in here. I think 30 shades, and it's only $36 for all of these. Like, their prices are insane, you guys. So that's a look at the palette, also including all of the swatches for you. There's so many shades. I had to double up the swatches, but it's stunning. We also have the highlighter trio from the collection. This is $18, and you get 3. They're kind of more duochrome shifty highlights. There's also a nice mirror in here as well. It says you can use each shade on your own or swirl them together to create your own glow, but there is one that's kind of more of a purple shift. This is Anomaly. We have this peachy pink one called Cosmos. Probably the most wearable. And also Uncharted, which this one is really fun. It's like blue purple shift. So pretty. I also like that one too. There's also 2 lip kits in the collection for $14 each, or there's a bundle where you can get both of them for a discount. So we have Accelerated Time Lip Kit. It comes with a lip liner and also a lip gloss. The gloss is a really nice non-sticky formula. Let me show you guys what this looks like. So that one's a little bit more neutral leaning. And then we also have this kit, which is the Rick Hologram Lip Kit. So this liner is actually a little more on the purple side, as you guys can see here, so a little darker. And then we have the fun lip gloss. This one is not as pigmented, but it has a little bit of like a berry mauve shift. And then lastly, they actually did a setting spray, which I thought was really fun. I don't think they've done one before. I could be wrong though. But this is just their setting spray, and they did it in this collection where they made it look like a little like chemist bottle or like a potion bottle, something like that. So I thought that was actually really cool. And on here it says that this is an ultra fine mist that primes, hydrates, sets, and refreshes your skin to have you ready for your next adventure. So it really does a lot here. I have it on now and I definitely noticed a little bit of like a hydrated, glowy appearance. So I wouldn't say it's the most mattifying setting spray, but we'll see how it keeps our makeup on. But it is just too cute in this little bottle. So that's a look at the entire Glamlite Rick and Morty collection. It is available now on their website. It came out on Saturday, so just a couple days ago. They even have like a full bundle. If you're like a big fan or if you're really liking the products, you can get the bundle for $90, which also works with coupons too. So anyways, let's get into how I achieved this look today. Okay guys, let's dive into this palette and do a fun look here. As you can see, this is very colorful, so we're going all out today with the color. So I really want to do a fun green and blue look. I'm going to start with this really bright lime green, and I'm going to place this in the inner corner of the eye, just using a really small BK Beauty brush. This is the 211. So I'm really going to focus this in the inner portion here, and bringing it towards the inner corner a little bit. But I do really want this shade to pop, so I'm kind of putting it a little above my crease up into the brow bone. The Glamlite has a really awesome pigmented formula off the bat. Like, you really don't need to go in and build it up a ton. Like, you get exactly what you see, which is what I love about their formulas. So I'm just gonna wipe that brush off. I'm gonna use the same brush. I'm gonna take this bright blue, and this is going to go in the other half of the eye and just kind of melting these two together. These are so easy to blend and they don't like muddy up like some colors do. Next, I'm going to take this navy blue in the outer corner and I'm just patting this on. I'm using a larger brush this time. This is just a Sephora number 27. Again, do you see there's like no fallout with these shadows? So good. Next, with a little pencil brush, I'm gonna go back into that green, and I'm actually gonna wet that brush a little bit just to make sure this sticks. And then I'm gonna place this in the inner part of the eye again. And then we'll do the same thing using that bright royal blue. Okay, next what I'm going to do, I usually use my fingers with Glamlite's eyeshadows. Let's do a little bit of this blue shimmer. Oh my gosh, this is so creamy. Look at that. And place this kind of in the middle a little bit, going out towards the end. Oh, their shimmers are just perfection. I love them. So good. And doing that over here. And then for my inner corner, I can't really reach that with my finger, but I'm going to take this shimmery lime green too, and just going to pack this on the inner half. Blending slightly into the blue. Lastly, in the inner corner, let's take this sparkle. I'm going to wet this as well. I feel like this was a duochrome when I swatched it, so we'll see what it turns out to be. But I do want to put this in the inner corner. It kind of looks like it's a pearl with a little bit of a yellow undertone. I think that's what I want for eye color. Next, I'm going to go in with just a white eyeliner. I pretty much always use the ColourPop one. It's really bright. This just opens my eyes up a bit more, and it makes those greens just pop. And I'm going to clean this up with concealer. I usually like a fuller coverage concealer when I'm working with colors like this, so we're going to use the Natasha, the High Glam. You guys already know I'm obsessed with this. I can't stop using it. But I just need to clean up a little bit underneath and brighten that up a bit so we can really clean those edges and have a sharp, nice line here. There is some more stuff in the collection I want to try out, so I'm going to put the rest of my makeup on. I am going to do a little bit of a lash as well, do my brows, my blush, and bronzer too, so I will be right back. Okay guys, we're back. We got the lashes on, cheeks are done, brows are done. Let's get into this little highlight palette. I've heard that these are very, very pigmented, very beaming highlighters, and they are more of kind of like your multi-chrome shades. So they are a little more colorful. I'm gonna go ahead and use this middle one called Cosmos. It has a little bit more pink shift to it. So let's dip in there and we'll just apply this on the cheekbones here. Really pretty. It does blend into the skin. It's not overly bright, but it does have that pink sparkle. So it's a little bit almost dark on my skin tone, I feel like. But I'm just kind of trying to get that all blended together with my blush. It does look very pretty though. But yeah, I'm not always into the colorful highlighters. I love a good, just like champagne. I love a good pearl, but I feel like this does make sense for the collab. For lip, there is a fun purple lip in the collection and there is a orange. Let's try the orange out and see how this looks on. We might look crazy. It's a lot of color for me, but let's try it. I feel like this one you can go kind of neutral with it. So this is the Accelerated Time Lip Kit. Okay, it's definitely not that orange going on. It's actually more rose. Next, we're gonna take the gloss, which this one has kind of like a coppery look to it, and we're gonna put this right on top. Oh my gosh, that's super metallic. And then we're going in with the setting spray, which is this fun kind of chemist bottle. And let's set all this makeup down. So here's the final look, testing out the products. Let me get into my thoughts so far on the collection. For my final thoughts here, my must-have of the collection is definitely gonna be the eyeshadow palette, just because I am such a big fan of their eyeshadows. Now I know it's a lot of shades, it's a big palette, and I would say if you do own a lot of Glamlite palettes, you may already have these shades already. Since they also have so many palettes out there with so many shades, there's bound to be some repeats. I wish they would do a little bit more smaller curated palettes, kind of like how the Chucky palette was, or their mini Scooby Doo palettes were so cute that they did last year, but they do tend to do a lot of these really big ones. But I mean, there's a lot of options if you need them. Tons of different colors that you can play with and so many different looks. Of course, you need to be a color lover to enjoy this one because it doesn't really have any neutrals besides like black, a couple silvers in there, but really this is a very beginner friendly formula in my opinion. You don't have to be an expert to work with these colors. They blend out so easily. The mattes are pigmented enough. It really takes very minimal effort, and their shimmers are like so soft and creamy. So if you're wanting to get into color, I definitely suggest trying out their palettes, especially if you really like metallics and shimmer and shine. You're really gonna love this formula. I did want to just show it next to my Scooby Doo palette just so you can kind of see the similarities here, because there is, I would say, some similar colors. Like the Scooby palette also has a couple greens, not exactly the same tones, a lot of purples and pinks. So I mean, it's definitely similar vibe. So that's my number one pick from the collection. This highlight palette is really good quality too. I personally just do not gravitate towards these colorful highlighters, but I know if you are more into colorful makeup, you probably do like having these. They're just not what I typically wear on the daily. I think these could be really fun though to try on the lid just by itself. I feel like that would give such a pretty ethereal look to the eyes and just something easy you could swipe on. So I think I'm gonna try that with this. The lip kits are really fun too. For me personally, they're not a must-have in the collection, but it is a nice lip formula. I just have so many lip products, but this one's definitely my favorite, the Accelerated Time, just because this is more of something a little more wearable. You guys know me, I'm always wearing a nude lip, so it's kind of hard to get me out of my comfort zone, especially when I have colorful eyes. I feel like I gotta do neutral on the lips. That's just how I am. I don't mind the color of this one, and I think the formula of the gloss is really good, but I don't know how much wear I'm gonna get out of this purple one. Maybe I'll try out the lip gloss because I think that's a pretty gloss, maybe with a nude lip liner, but I don't know how much I'll use the purple lip liner. The setting spray I think is such a fun addition to this collection. I love that they kind of went for something new. This is $15, so it's not badly priced at all. It is practically drugstore price, as the drugstore prices keep going up and up. So I mean, we'll see how this keeps my makeup on. I'll have to update you guys a little bit later in my description box if it like held up really well. I just noticed that it didn't completely dry down. It kind of left that glow, so it's definitely more hydrating. I'm curious to see if I like this one as a primer, but if you guys do have more dry skin, you might actually really enjoy this one. But I did see it has alcohol in the ingredients, which is a drying ingredient, but it helps the setting spray kind of dissipate on the skin. So yeah, I'm so curious. I just noticed for me it left my face a little bit more wet looking, so I had to still put some setting powder on top to mattify because I am so oily. So that is kind of my first thoughts on this collection. Let me know if this is something you will be picking up. Let me know if you guys have tried Glamlite yet. I highly recommend them. Again, I'll have the link down below in my coupon code that you can use if you want to get anything. I know quite a few guys use my code on launch day, so thank you so much to those that did use my code. I'm really excited to get this collection, and I really hope that maybe Glamlite will include me in some of their future PR, because it's so nice to have the collection a little early to review, and I'm just such a fan of the brand. So anyways, that is it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye guys.